Hey, what's up guys? It's Lo here from Nino and Lo, and I'm just here planting up some flowers, some annuals, starting up with some geraniums. I also got these beautiful lobelias, and I'm also going to plant up some coleus. So let's get to it, shall we? So I'm going to start my geranium seeds, pretty red geranium seeds. So I'm going to use this plastic container. Now I did put holes in the bottom. You can't see them, but trust me, they're there. And I filled it up with a little bit of my seed starting mix. So it's quite dry at the moment, so I'm just gonna spritz some water in there and give it some wetness. Try to mix it really well. Still quite dry on the bottom. So I'm starting off with these annual geraniums. They enjoy full sun and they grow to about 35 centimeters, which is about 14 inches high. Now, it says that they take about 7 to 28 days to sprout. They're to be planted about 3 millimeters or 1/8 of an inch in depth, and to space them about 1 inch or 2.5 centimeters apart. Now I'm just using the bottom of this pot to press the seeds down to make good contact with the soil. Not pushing them down too far, just making sure that the seed is making good contact with the soil, and then just lightly sprinkling a little bit of the seed starting mix over top. Now we're just going to give it a good little spritz of some water just to make sure that the seed starting medium is nice and moist, to give the seeds a good fighting chance at germinating. So I will close down the little lid on this container to kind of have a greenhouse effect. That's my little marker there. And we'll watch these seeds over the next couple days. Now, the Coleus plants are a favorite annual for shady areas in the garden, grown for the beautiful variation in the leaves. Now, these take up to 12 days to start to sprout. You plant the seeds right on top of the soil surface, and you can try to space them about 1/4 of an inch apart if you can. So next, I'm going to plant some Coleus, and I'm going to plant them in this little container. It already has holes. I put my seed starting mix in there and I pre-moistened. So now Coleus seeds, they're very tiny, and they like to sit on the soil. So you just need to sprinkle them on the soil, and that's how they germinate. So let's get to it. I wasn't joking when I said these seeds are tiny. I hope that's focusing for you. Now this is just a rainbow mix. And if I can just show you the seed packet, you can get a variety of colors along the leaves. With Coleus, the more that they get shade, they seem to be more vibrant in their color. But nowadays you can get Coleus that like sun or shade. But this one just says it prefers shade. So I'm just gonna go ahead and sprinkle the seeds in here. I'm gonna put the camera down because I only have 2 hands. Okay, so they're planted. Now, obviously you can't see that. I'm just gonna give them a little spritz so that they make good contact with the soil. I'm going to make my label, cover them up, and I probably will put a piece of saran wrap over the top just until they germinate. And that's another one down. Next, I'm starting with this beautiful annual Lobelia. It comes in a variety of colors, nice purples and blues and pinks. It likes full sun, grows to about 10 centimeters or 4 inches in height. It takes about maybe 2 weeks or so to sprout, and these seeds are very, very tiny. So you have to really, these are another set of seeds that you just barely sprinkle on the surface. So I decided to put these seeds into my winter sowing jugs, tape them up, and plop them outside in the snow with my other winter jugs, and hopefully they'll do well out there. Next, I wanted to introduce you to this plant, or this vegetable actually. It's called a chayote, or it actually has lots of different names. I know this plant as a chocho from Jamaica. Anyhow, this plant, we had one in the house because typically it grows on a vine, and we from Jamaica usually use it in soups, but you can also treat it almost like a potato. You can mash it or eat it like you would eat a summer squash. But we had one here that was just kind of sitting on the counter, and it started to sprout. So I decided that I'm going to do a little research on it and try to plant it and see what happens, because it has quite a bit of a sprout coming along here. So it does say that it's a little finicky and it doesn't particularly like growing in containers, but I'm going to try it. I'm going to give it some rich, well-drained potting soil. I'm going to give it a container that has plenty of holes in the bottom. And I'm going to just watch it and try to give it enough water and just keep an eye on it and see what happens. And maybe when it gets warmer, plant it outside and give the vine something to trellis up onto. I don't know. I just thought this was a neat experiment. I did see my friends, the Davis family in Jamaica, planting one of these underneath one of their trees. So I guess I'll check in with them to see how theirs is growing. Although they're in a tropical climate, I'm sure theirs will do fantastic. But I just thought that was kind of a neat thing. Just a little update to show you how my little seedlings are doing from day 5 to day 12. And that's all I have for today, guys. Finished with my planting. As usual, thanks for joining me. Thanks for watching. And you can give me a like or a thumbs up if you enjoyed watching. Take care for now, guys. See you next time.